son never gives me the chance to love him.
Where you go, I go.
I guess congratulations are in order.
Didn't have to be like this.
He gets his way, I'll never see them again.
Is there any room for a compromise?
You think I did this to win you back?
General Hospital latest update. Willow's world shatters as Michael demands she dump Drew or lose the kids forever. Meanwhile, Drew snatches Lila's cherished ring for himself in a jaw-dropping move. Dante explodes at Lulu over Gio, secrets erupt, and alliances shift as Port Charles spirals into chaos. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Willow faces Michael's breakup ultimatum. Drew steals Lila's ring. General Hospital recap for Thursday, May 29th, reveals that Willow Corinthos faced Michael Corinthos' breakup ultimatum while Drew Kane stole Lila Quartermain's ring. Let's discuss how all Thursday's General Hospital excitement played out. At Lulu Spencer's place, Dante Falconeri showed up to confront her over her investigation into his biological son and assumed she told Gio Palmieri the truth. Lulu explained that Gio had presumably overheard her confrontation with Lois Cerullo, so Dante complained over Lulu making everything worse. Dante thought Lulu should have just told him that he had another child, especially when she started to suspect it was Gio. Now Lulu had blown up lives and ruined any chance Dante had of connecting with his son. Dante felt like Lulu's petty feud with Brooke Lynn had fueled all this, but Lulu denied it and assured Dante that a romantic reunion wasn't her motive either. In fact, Lulu didn't ever want Dante back now and thought they should just stick to co-parenting. They didn't even have to be friends as far as Lulu was concerned, so Dante was on the same page. Dante made it clear that he would be the one to tell Rocco Falconeri about his brother. After Dante pushed Lulu to stay away from Gio, he stormed out and left Lulu to cry alone. At the Quartermain mansion, Brooke Lynn Quartermain apologized to Ned Quartermain for not telling him about the baby, but he understood and assured her that Gio would come around eventually. Olivia Quartermain also had a heart-to-heart with Brooke Lynn and assured her that she knew what it was like to be young, pregnant and scared. As for Tracy Quartermain, she spoke to Olivia and eventually Ned about the whole Gio situation. Tracy confessed that she recently found out Brooke Lynn had a son, but she didn't know it was Gio until tonight. On the footbridge, Gio snapped at Emma Scorpio Drake since he didn't need a babysitter, but then he calmed down and realized he should be grateful for her support. Emma refused to leave Gio alone and wanted to go wherever he went, so they made plans to get away from all his family drama. After Jason Morgan thanked Sasha Corbin for coming with him to pick up Amelia Corinthos, he assured her that he'd still be there for her. Michael's return wouldn't change anything. Sasha felt a little hypocritical about helping Michael take the kids away from Willow when she wasn't planning on letting him raise their own baby. Afterward, Cody arrived and shocked Sasha with news on the Gio chaos. Although Cody felt bad about his role and how it all went down, Sasha thought he was being too hard on himself. That said, Sasha basically suggested it was a valuable lesson that parents' decisions should be respected in complex situations like this one. At Carly Spencer's place, Willow pushed Michael to let her say goodnight to the kids, but he refused and didn't think they belonged with their mother anymore. Michael announced that he would be seeking full custody, but he said Willow could still see the kids on one condition: she had to end her relationship with Drew. Michael was only willing to negotiate if Willow moved out of Drew's house and cut off all contact with him. Willow thought Michael was being spiteful over her happiness, but he stood his ground on doing what was best for Amelia and Wiley Corinthos. Michael felt Willow had to decide who she loved more, Drew or her children. After Michael slammed the door on Willow, she looked incredibly distraught. Once Michael reconvened with Jason, he offered updates on his conversation with Willow. Jason wondered if there was any room for compromise, but Michael insisted the custody battle would move forward as long as Willow was with Drew. There was also some talk about Sasha being called to testify and the paternity secret that was being kept under wraps. In a perfect world, Michael admitted he'd like to be a father to Sasha's child. In the car, Willow brought Drew up to speed on Michael not letting her see the kids and admitted she might never see them again if Michael had his way. Willow pointed out that Michael was only willing to let her see Wiley and Amelia if she broke things off with Drew. Although Willow seemed tempted to surrender to Michael's ultimatum, Drew insisted she couldn't trust Michael to keep his end of the bargain. Willow decided Drew was right since Michael had become cruel and wasn't the man she used to know. Once Willow took off her wedding band and engagement ring, she planned to send them back to Michael in the morning. Drew insisted they should keep Lila's ring and give it to Amelia someday. Willow remained nervous about the custody feud, but Drew offered plenty of reassurance. Drew suggested Michael wasn't squeaky clean, so they just had to discover whatever he was hiding and use it against him. General Hospital spoilers say the custody mess is about to get even messier. Today's next update, Michael tells Willow she has to choose between Drew and the kids, plus, Dante confronts Lulu. Today on General Hospital, Michael gives Willow an ultimatum, Drew decides to keep something valuable and Dante confronts Lulu. At long last, Dante shows up on Lulu's door, accusing her of telling Gio the truth. She realizes that Gio must have overheard her confrontation with Lois at the nurses' ball, and insists she only wanted to help Dante. You didn't help anyone, Lulu, he counters. You just made everything worse. He accuses her of doing everything to make Brooke Lynn look bad. You allowed this petty rivalry that you have to upend so many lives. As Lulu continues trying to explain her actions, she accidentally reveals Carly knew the truth. Dante suggests she did all of this to make Brooke Lynn look bad and get back in Dante's good graces. It never once crossed my mind to use this information to get back together with you. Lulu insists. How would that even work? I present you with your long-lost son and you fall into my arms with gratitude. That's insane, Dante, not to mention embarrassingly egotistical. Ultimately, she makes it clear that she does not want him back, ever. They agree they can't even be friends, and he warns her to stay away from Gio. You've done enough damage. Gio explains to Emma he smashed his violin because it represented a lie. He'd always believed he got his musical talents from his mom. Gio spirals, completely unsure of who to believe and who knew what. Gio admits he doesn't think Dante was in on the secret, especially since, the guy hates me. Emma assures him that's not true, and that he has many people who love him. She suggests he crash at Anna's. He wants to get as far away from everyone as possible. Michael tells Willow to choose. Michael tells Willow to go home, refusing to let her see the kids. Willow says she's been a good solo parent, but Michael says every time he talks to Wiley, he asks when they can go home. That's when he realized that she was putting her own wants and desires ahead of the kids, and that stops now. If she wants a relationship with the kids, there's one condition: dump Drew. My uncle is an awful person, spits Michael, and being with him has made you awful. Now, she has to decide who she loves more, Drew, or their kids. In the car, Drew asks Willow to tell him what happened. She tells him Michael's condition, and Willow admits she might have to break things off if it means keeping her kids. Drew does his best manipulating, telling her that under no circumstances will he allow her to lose the kids. He adds that there's no guarantee Michael will keep his word. Then you'd be all alone and at his mercy, Drew suggests. His metaphorical brainwashing works, with Willow soon spouting Drew's words back to him. She says Michael was cruel, and that he ambushed them with his surprise return to town. Insisting she won't give in to Michael, she takes off her wedding rings, saying she didn't want the kids asking questions. Really? You worried they'd ask about your rings, but not that they'd be confused by you wearing them while making out with Drew? Girl. Declaring the marriage over, she puts her rings on the dashboard. But Drew picks up what was Lila's ring and says, "This one stays with us." I could literally hear the audience booing and hissing at this point. Lila was, he points out, his grandmother, and maybe one day they can pass it on to Amelia. As for Michael, Drew says they'll find whatever he's hiding and blow him out of the water. Sasha and Jason agree they have to keep pretending that he's the father of her child, especially with the custody case coming up. It feels a little hypocritical, she acknowledges, that I have no problem helping Michael take Willow's kids away from her, but I expect him to let me raise this baby without interference. But ultimately, Willow is losing her children because she can't stay away from Drew. Jason declares his loyalty. Speaking on the terrace in case anyone's listening, Michael thanks Jason for taking care of Sasha and pretending to be her baby daddy. I would do anything to protect you and your kids, Stone Cold admits. In an ideal world, Michael would like to be part of his child's life. But Michael promises he will respect her decision, focusing on Wiley and Amelia as the custody battle looms. He doesn't want to take the kids from their mom, but he has no choice. Jason pledges his full support. Tucking Wiley in, Michael vows never to leave his children again. Around Port Charles. In the Quartermain kitchen, Sasha and Cody talk about everything that's been going on. Anybody else still hate that the show tore this pair apart? He apologizes for not being a better friend, admitting he should have told Lulu to drop the investigation from the start. Cody compares what Joe's going through to his own experience with finding out the truth about his family. Tracy is at her kindest as she talks to Olivia, who wonders why she didn't realize, when holding Gio as a baby, that he was her flesh and blood. You were not psychic, says Tracy, adding with a sharp laugh, at least not then. Suddenly, Tracy does the complicated math and has a realization. Oh God, she sighs, now I have blood ties to Sonny Corinthos. This only spurs her determination to get Sonny out of Port Charles before he can corrupt Gio. Meanwhile, in the living room, Ned hugs Brooke Lynn and promises not to second-guess her choices. She fears Gio will never give her the chance to love him, but Ned asks, who wouldn't want to be loved by you? Olivia later tells Brooke Lynn she forgives her and understands better than anyone, having once been a scared, pregnant teen herself. Brooke Lynn says Liv kept her baby and it worked out great, except for that whole getting shot by his dad thing. Olivia says that Brooke Lynn's choice was every bit as valid as her own, and that once Gio calms down, they will all work to make sure he knows he's loved. Nearby, Tracy admits to Ned that she's known about Brooke Lynn having a baby for a while, and that Lulu was probably the one who spilled the beans. On the next General Hospital, Michael makes a request of Sasha, and Alexis gives Christina a warning. Thanks for watching, General Hospital fans. If you're loving the drama in Port Charles, smash that like button, drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. More explosive updates are coming soon.